Hello, everybody. Welcome to the newest edition of Random Stream, which I hope you do like the new artwork with it. I did put in some work. Give me one second. I'm going to try to go from. Anyway, what was I going to say? All right. So I saw Sloppy's stream earlier. Just ended not long ago. I kind of went in and out of it because I had other things I had to do. Um, here's time back. Okay. Anyway, I was watching Sloppy stream in and out because I was focusing on my faction. Boy, those World Tour matches are fucking incredibly hard, and not in the way that it's challenging for a good in a good way. I'll probably put the link in a little bit if anyone wants to join in, give their thoughts on everything. Like I said, I did not see. I'll put the link. Give me a few minutes. I'll put the link in a little bit. Anyway, I did. Funny enough, I didn't really know what I was going to title this. Then that happened. I was like, okay, good. I got some the title because usually these streams kind of like open house is kind of like whatever you want to talk about. What's up, Darkos? So yeah, so Kyle Hawkins, for those of you who do not know, he was a former member of the Crow Templars, former friend of the Scorpion Death Drop, Leon, and basically he was assaulting a police officer. He's done a lot of shit. Like you can go on Sloppy's channel, find a lot that he's done and said, so and he has openly in a stream that he would unalive every cop if they came to his door. So basically, you knew, unless that was an act on for the internet, you knew eventually something like this was going. Oh, Kyle Johnson. Oh, okay. Well, don't really care. Like what he like. He's going to be Kyle somebody's bitch in the slammer right now. Anyway, so Kyle got arrested, and he looks like he's going to be going away for a long time. Like shit, he doesn't even have a bail set. That's the funniest part. He doesn't even have a bail set. They will basically keep him there under lock and key. Now I've had my issues with Kyle. I really didn't know him like outside of it. So like I was originally going to join in because Leon said but I've always remember I was like, oh, well, it's Zombie stream. So and like what do you call it? Because I've only had a little bit of experience with him. I've had like fucking like the time with Sloppy Me. I think it was on Jay's stream, and all that. I know that was one of the reasons why Leon and me had a falling out time. So but all's well that ends well. At the end of the day, I didn't like him prior to this. I thought he was a fucking nutcase. I will say, and I've openly said this, and this is not any trying to piss anybody off. This is me. There's some criticism. I don't know why it took people so long to realize this guy's a nutcase. Even on the outside looking in, I could tell he was a nutcase. Anyway, so yeah, so that all happened. They had different people from the Crow Templars, past and present, in there. We had a rare appearance from Firelord, and I like two things I'll say. One regarding the general's consensus, and the other regarding Firelord. I know I could be a little dramatic if I do it for entertainment purposes. I hope some of y'all were doing that for entertainment purposes, because if you were like, I don't know, it just felt like kind of a soap opera in there, and even with Firelord, it really felt like it was a soap opera because it's like I just don't get it. Like it was like the whole thing with Firelord and when Leon and Firelord had their falling out. Firelord made it seem like it was like an ex-lover of his. Like Leon was an ex-lover of his who broke his heart. And while, yes, I get it if you lose friends and all this other shit, but it didn't. It felt like fucking like the guy was into him and all that. Like he was really wanting him to maybe jump to the other side again. If you roll that way, that's all cool, fine and dandy. I don't have an issue with that, but it just felt like he was fucking wanting to bone Leon, in my opinion. So like when Firelord pops in, you expect him to get overly dramatic when the like situation doesn't call for it. Like this is a very serious thing, but he got so dramatic where it became comical. So it's funny too. Back when Firelord was, I think Jack Williams, I used to compare him and J-Man. J-Man's legit because at the time they were both kind of had weird hairstyles and they wore sunglasses indoors. I just thought that was kind of like I think one time I did confuse one with the other, but one is skinnier. I don't know what he looks like now. It's been years. So he doesn't show himself on camera anymore. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But yeah, like, and that's not me talking shit about the other guy. It's just I just fucking I thought that was funny. But anyway, going back to it, right? Like the best part of this all is fucking. Yeah, I get it. Like I will always remember when Leon had like when everybody was against, well, not everybody, but a good amount of people were against Leon. And I remember that stream on Sloppy Stream where Firelord came in and he was overly dramatic, but to the point of kind of creepiness where he looked like it felt like it was a breakup, like a breakup of a relationship, not friendship, of relationship. I mean, like guy and girl or guy and guy, depending on your preference, or girl and girl, whatever. So I don't know. That's just always it can't. It's very cringe at the end of the day. Now I heard somebody, I can't remember if it was Beagle Boy or whoever, apparently loaned him a few K. Like, I'm not going to really make fun of the fact that you lent your money to someone on the internet, but I Arthur wanted me to give him $200. Well, he didn't ever specify, but the ogre, he said he wanted 200, so probably he wanted 200 for me too, or one of us. Anyway, I wouldn't give Arthur $200. How in the fuck am I going? Like, if somebody from here, like anybody, unless it was like Dragon, who was it? Was it fucking 3400? Fuck, was it Beagle or was it? Most likely. But yeah, I don't understand that. Like, I get it if it's maybe, I don't know, $20 here, $20 there. But if it's like 3,400 and you've not gotten a return on any of that, okay, was Beagle. I don't know if there's something, and this is no offense to Beagle Boy, I have no issue with him. I don't know if something's wrong with him in his head or what to be giving that kind of money away to a complete stranger, but it's just something that I just don't understand. Anybody. Like, unless you're like, okay, here's my thing. If you're donating to the podcast or to the show or to the channel, like for example, me with the super chats or the memberships, then okay, you're fucking oh, that automatically send. Cool. Anyway, that's not the link to the stream, just FYI. But I will post it in a little bit, don't worry. But I like it. If it's one thing, if it's that, I understand. Like, you're supporting someone you like, and you're supporting a channel, but even then, I don't charge you out the ass. I know one guy, I've told him he has a certain, I think he has a Patreon. He has a few different tiers, and one is just outrageous. I've told him this. I've said no one's gonna pay $50, or if you're lucky, maybe one. But no, but make prices that are reasonable. Like my memberships are reasonable. They're nothing crazy and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, anyway. But outside of that, if someone just messages, hey, can I have this money? And they keep giving it to you, like unless there's something wrong with you mentally. Because otherwise, if you're lending this money not expecting returns, that at the end of the day, that's your fault. But if something's wrong with you mentally, then okay, you're that person, which could be the case. Kyle may be taking advantage, but it's also weird because Kyle has a lot of issues as well. So it's kind of like the mentally challenged taking advantage of the mentally challenged. No one wins. Everybody loses. It's just something I don't get. But anyway, honestly, he's a piece of shit. And if I was running this case, he would never see the light of day again. People like that shouldn't breathe the same air I breathe or y'all breathe. Cal supposedly claims that he has separation anxiety, but in reality, it's borderline. Yeah, that is true. But yeah, it's crazy. Like again, it's like when things pretty much are chill. Like right now, it's chill. Like Arthur, for right now, is not doing anything, but he will eventually. It's just his nature. He'll come back with a new stream soon. It's just a matter of when, not if. Everything's been chill. No bullshit I've heard since then. Like even this is not considered bullshit. It's actually a good thing. One of the rare times we see some type of justice being served to some of these pieces of shit. Because again, unfortunately, Arthur's still walking among us. John Davis, fucking all these different people, right? So I don't get it. I don't get it. It's weird to me. It's just, but hey, you know what? If one of them goes down, that's something. It's better than nothing, I guess. Oh, I'm sure he would, Dragon. I'm sure he would. I'm waiting on the stream where he defends it. I don't know if Arthur's ever interacted with Kyle. If Kyle came out, if he can't got out of jail or prison or whatnot, and he joined Arthur, well, any credibility he could try to rebuild will be out the window there. So, But yeah, like outside of that, it wasn't too much else going on in regards to that. That was like the big thing because, like I said, today's been a very chill day. What did we do today? I slept. I did the stream. What else I do? I'm trying to think. I gamed. Nothing too much else. Tomorrow I got work. But luckily it's not until later, so I may do a gaming with the devil tomorrow, possibly. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. I may do one sometime this week regarding UFC because UFC 6 is coming out. It'll give me an excuse to re-download UFC 5 to play for a little bit. Yeah, he will. Yeah, that is 100% true. What else am I doing this week? Because I got work tomorrow. The Spurs have one more match. Hopefully, if they win tomorrow night, they will get to the fucking next round of the playoffs. I think it's the Lakers. The Lakers are looking pretty good. I I could definitely see that as a semifinal or the Western Conference Championship match. Um, like right now, I could see probably the Celtics versus the because I forgot the Lakers are in the Western, so they're not in the. There wouldn't be a final between the Lakers and the fucking Spurs. So for the Western Conference, I predict a Lakers Spurs Western Conference, and that will be tough. That it's the Celtics, and last home game we had against them, we beat them. So hopefully, if we get to the finals, I expect a Celtics Spurs match, and we will see. I'm gonna have to put some money. I'm gonna have to bet some money. Well, I can't, but I'm gonna have to fucking do something. Maybe with David, I'll figure something to do with him. I don't know. What day is it? It's 27th. So there's a few more days in April. You realize, and don't worry, guys, I'm gonna put the link out if anyone wants to join. You realize it's gonna be next month, May 1st. It will be 1 month away from my wife and I's 2-year anniversary. It's crazy. Will be June 1st. Will be 2 years. I've told her that what I kind of want to do for, let's say, our 5-year anniversary. I know we'll also have the wedding anniversary too, but our 5-year overall anniversary. I've given her options about where we would like to go. Vegas would be one of them. I saw Wrestling Bio's video about his experience with WrestleMania. I felt bad for him, especially with the priority pass or on location, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I saw the Celtics are facing the Pistons, correct? Yeah, right now I think the Celtics and the fucking Trailblazers, basically, because Victor's back, so that was good. They beat the Trailblazer. It's crazy. So Spurs won one home game. They lost the home game, and they whooped Trailblazers' ass the 2 times they were in. And I got worried in the first half of the other game. I was at work, but I was at work for something else. I was keeping score. I was keeping track. I'm sure Dragon won't like that. Let's see. By the way, I've told Dragon that we'll probably have to do probably set up something for Tekken. Maybe sometime this weekend. Depends on what we're doing regarding this weekend, because I don't think there's much I'm going to be doing this week outside of work, but I work in the morning, so I can kind of play whenever. I just need to figure out when the wife wants to go to see Del West Prod 2 with her mother and me. So, but I will put the link in if anybody wants to join. Anyway, so yeah, so for sure. I'll keep y'all posted. Maybe we'll make a group game chat on PlayStation just so we can and all that. I gotta figure out who else plays. I think Mason and Slick do, but I don't know how often. I'd like for them to join. I want to see how they are. And Dragon also, I should be good for Friday for Marvel Rivals. So if I don't think I'm doing anything Friday, at least during the day. It's good that we're doing it during the day because I gotta get up early next 2 days after that, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, luckily I don't have to get up too early. Like was it 8 a.m. I have to go in, so I get up at 7 a.m. So that's gonna be fun. Let's see what else. But yeah, so tomorrow should be interesting. Hopefully we'll get the win so that way we can get into the next round and see who the next batch of people will face. Like I said, right now, I know it's early, but I predict a Western Conference championship between the Lakers and the Spurs. That's probably gonna be the tough one. And then if the Celtics keep their momentum, I could see a Celtics Spurs final. But LA could be the ones that knock us out. So we'll see. But the Spurs need that rebound. At least now. Now what? I think Portland has to win 3 straight to get the victory. So it's I can't remember how many other home games. I think if they win on fucking tomorrow night, I wonder what's going to happen, because I can't remember. Is the Sunday was supposed to be a game, or the Saturday? I can't remember. But yeah, the other thing that happened today, UFC 6 got announced. I kind of heard a little bit about it from, I think, Kenny Baum. Anybody who follows him, he plays a lot of WWE 2K games. He does like the My Faction stuff. So I found that out and they announced it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm wanting to see what the new modes are going to be. I like that they only have 2 editions. Was it the standard and ultimate edition? So that's one good thing. I'll definitely be picking that up in June, because that's the only other sports series I would say. But at least with UFC, they don't release it yearly. It's like every few years. When did UFC 5 come out? 2023? I liked UFC 5, even though it did have some issues. And to me, I did like the fact that they added more blood, and I'm glad they're keeping the M rating for UFC 6. Most Southwest Grill. What are you talking about, Jay? But yeah, so hopefully we'll get some. Hey, what's up, Leon? Yeah, I was talking about the Kyle thing at the beginning, just to give my own thoughts about it and talk about a few things I thought were, in a way, comical in that stream. More so with Fire Lord being overly theatrical, but that doesn't surprise me. I was even talking about the time when you and him had that little spat on Sloppy Stream a while back, and he was like, I don't know. To me, it seemed like he was cheating you as like an ex-girlfriend, and it's like a breakup through him. My personal opinion on Fire Lord is that, one, he's too overly dramatic, too overly dramatic, and also he's fucking very cringe. So, again, the StreamYard links up if anybody wants to come in, shoot shit. Again, not necessary. I've always said I'm able to pretty much run a show without anybody and keep the viewers engaged to an extent. Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like, don't call out somebody for being racist when you've done the same. Like, you cannot do that. Like, nobody can do that to me. I know Princess Diamond would like to, but not outside of her. I always say I'm someone who I'm not homophobic and I'm not racist. So if I call you out for being that, you can't fucking use that against me. You could probably use a million different other things you could try to use against me to win the argument. But those 2 things, just not my style. Even when even if someone's being racist towards me, like, for example, Eric Melendez, I don't go that route. I'm even careful when I say certain things to him, because, again, it's just like, fuck. Because I know no one would give a fuck. Like, if I said something racist to him, I know nobody would give a fuck, because as Eric Melendez, who the fuck cares? But I would. It's still not my character. It's like when Omega gave me, what was it? the free inward in the bank briefcase, and I joked with him. I said, "Nah, man, you can give it to somebody else. I won't do that. I don't even care if everybody tells me it's okay. It's like somebody getting peer pressured into doing it. I don't get it. Hell, I've been offered money to say it, and I still won't say it. I will even say if somebody sent me a fucking super chat for $20 and said, "Can you say the N word?" I still wouldn't say you wasted your money. I could do something else for you. You know, I'm not fucking like if you send me that type of money, I'll fucking do something else. But that's one thing I won't do. Hell, if you want me, like, I'd be like, well, I won't say that shit about someone if you want. Someone you don't like or whatever. Although I do try not to talk about people I don't know unless like there are a few. I think Larry the Batman fan I've made some comments over, although I do say that some people are overly obsessed with him, even though people could say Larry the Batman fan is, I know he's overly obsessed, but there are some people, Umbrella, that are like that towards him, and I just don't understand. There are bigger fish to fry. What's up, Leon, by the way?
Yeah, I missed the first part of your stream because I had a message Dane the Buffalo on OnlyFans because she was like one of the people that Cal was pretty much stalking, so I had to tell her about what happened regarding him.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about like what I heard from something because I kind of went in and out. I gave my thoughts because I think I've made this clear. I'm not a big Firelord fan. I haven't been ever since that one time when I think it was when I was trying to give Hero a chance. This is years ago. This is before the Lolicon and Twitter stuff. And he basically wanted me to be a mole for him. And I'm like thinking, like, that was around the time I was trying to at least not cause too much bullshit. And I'm like thinking, one, I don't work for and all that. Because he wanted to have a call with me. And I'm like, okay, what you want? Like, I was like, okay, cool. If you want to talk about random shit, all I wanted to talk about was Hero. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But not that I really gave a fuck about Hero. It's just like, I'm not gonna be a mole to your propaganda or your issues, you know.
Hey,
and then, what's up?
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish. I'll speak my part.
Yeah, and then like after the stuff with, I'll say his name, when the stuff between you and Junko was a thing, Leon, and when Firelord, and I've always said this is the reason why I open, like, I think, I don't know if I may have said this publicly, but I said both parties were in the wrong because taking the picture of Junko was wrong. But also Firelord knew for years about the Junko thing, never told anybody. So it was kind of like,
what happened?
My thing
not this stream, but that one stream. I was literally like thinking,
hello, your mic cut off.
you know, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just him being over dramatic, but it just like, I've seen women fucking act or sound the way he sounded.
Maybe
I will never forgive you for what you did. And I'm Batman. On the side.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that, he tried to compare me to Homelander, not sure what he was trying to accomplish with that. I nearly busted out laughing when he compared me to Homelander, a character of a show I don't even watch.
So you're a racist, godlike being with major insecurities who fucking likes to suck on women's nipples for milk and takes baths in milk. So is any of that right?
Nope.
Okay, because I was like thinking to myself, I'm like Homelander's a great character, very flawed, very fucked up, and we love fucked. Again, I know some of you who may not know about The Boys. My favorite characters are, and this should kind of tell you that I like the fucked up characters. Homelander, Soldier Boy, and fucking Stormfront.
Well, what about Butcher?
Oh, Butcher's probably number 4.
Oh, yeah. Are you done saying your piece?
Yes, but to round off the top 5, I'd probably say Frenchie. I'd probably say Frenchie would be my 5th.
So,
Go ahead, Dragon.
Yeah, remember how we talked about how Fire Lord he seemingly disapproved Kyle's racism, yet many years ago he was extremely racist towards me because I didn't fit his stereotype of an Asian man because my vernacular was a lot different than what he expected. So ZTV can confirm this. He trying to punk me, right? And he said some shit behind the scenes, say that I was a phony because to him an Asian man is not supposed to act like how I act. So in my opinion, that was like a final straw. So we had like a private conversation on StreamYard or something. What I told you before I went ghetto on him. I said what I wanted to say for so long, and he couldn't find anything smart to say. Chayan, do you want to know what he said to me after I said all these hurtful things to him?
What did he say?
He didn't say anything smart. All he said was, "You chink."
Oh my God!
Did he really say that?
That's all he said.
And, I mean, you talk about a guy who says the most outlandishly stupid fucking shit and shows very little regard to anyone because this guy just cares about no one but himself.
Yeah,
we're talking about Fire Lord, by the way, just FYI.
Okay. I thought you were talking about.
No.
I'm only telling you that just in case anybody gets mad, and that way for context, because I don't like when anybody gets in trouble just for getting confused, because I know we kind of go through different tangents.
So
Fire Lord. But yeah, Fire Lord is a racist piece of shit for saying that. But anyway, continue, Dragon.
Yeah, no, it's because the only reason why he called me a chink because he got nothing smart to say. I said all these hurtful things to him, which is kind of true. But since I was talking shit, I don't want to elaborate it because it is X-rated. X-rated comments on him. Basically, I said some shit that will make you cry, and all he can retort with is "you chink." And that moment he lost because he couldn't punk me. I punked him right there on the spot, even though it was not my proudest moment. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that it was gonna make me feel better, but instead I felt even worse. But at the same time, I felt like it had to happen. It's like a necessary bad. You know what I'm talking about, Chayan?
Yes, like I've had moments where I've said fucked up shit, and usually it's like a necessary evil. Like when I've talked shit about certain people and they rage and they fucking lose their fucking shit.
Anyways,
and I'm like, yeah, but there are times I don't feel good about it afterwards, or I don't feel like
because I cooled down afterwards. Anyways, a couple years later, we have a private talk on Discord. I made my peace with him. He made his peace. We understood each other, but we didn't have to be friends. I only brought that up because you know what I mean. When someone disapproves something, but that they did it in the past, I couldn't stay quiet. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, okay, like remember when we were exposing the ogre, right? And then saying that he lied about having a kid.
Yeah.
I can't mock him too much because of my own shit, but still I'm like thinking the only thing I could criticize is thinking, you criticized me for years for my dumb fuck ups, but yet you did something just as bad. I'm like thinking, so you like that's like the closest I can do because I can't say, oh, what a piece of shit, because I'm like, but the only thing I could argue if someone says, well, you said some shit back then, I'll be like, my only argument would be like, that was 5 years ago or 6 years, however long it was now. This is like recently in the last 6 months. I'm like thinking, like that's the only thing I could literally tell people, be like, yeah, I said it, but he said now, so it's kind of like that's kind of like the new thing, but it's just it's just a thing where these people and he never fucked with you after that, right?
No, no, he actively avoided me for a while.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like if you're,
It's funny
Go ahead.
because I was actually very patient with this guy. You know what I mean? Like patient, like so he took it as a weakness and he kept pressing. And I let out a side that he wasn't expecting to see. He tried to play the sympathy card. He tried to play victim card or what's that self-loathing card.
Yeah, and
But
that's
I double it down instead of like showing empathy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because at that time I was really I was in a dark place at that time. I let out all my frustration on him, and I realized that oh shit, I wasn't really proud of what I said.
yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like
But
go ahead.
he also sent a message. The message was that don't fuck with Dragon. I'm not trying to toot my horn, but that's a message. Don't fuck with me. I'm a cool guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why it always irritates when people talk shit, because I'm like thinking you or Lennon or some of these people, Mason. I'm like thinking, oh, none of these guys try to fuck with anybody. Like, and it's just like, it's I just never get it. Again, maybe it's just because they look at them and like not you, but just in general, where they may think, oh, these are small fry. I can handle those people.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly
but like
what it was.
we've seen how Mason will, if you get him pissed off enough, you see how he will get rowdy with anybody. I've seen how you've gotten rowdy with people, not as much as like you used to, like especially when you like since that was years ago.
I'm a little more how you say it, restrained now.
Yeah.
I know what I'm capable of, but I also know that I don't always have to say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Leon, I gotta ask you, did you and Firelord talk that much during the stream tonight?
Only when it came to that one topic, but as far as like mutual speaking, no, we haven't really talked since that whole Junko incident.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that's like I said, that's why in Firelord's case, yes, I disagreed with that situation on your end, but also I can't. It's kind of like the Dragon situation in a way, because I can't side with. I couldn't even. That's why I was kind of mocking him in that chat that day, because I'm just like thinking you knew about Junko way before any of us did, and you didn't really try to warn us for anybody, or if you did, we didn't really pay too much. I don't know, because again, he went through so many different name changes and so many different gimmick changes.
Yeah, and this wasn't the first time you called him out either. I'm not sure when this happened, but I know you had him do like a video response apologizing to someone. I'm not sure if it was Dragon or someone else. You may remember.
Wait, I remember when you remember Dakota, Leon?
Yeah, I think that's who you were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when like he tried to do those exposure shit, and but he didn't have anything to back it up, and Chain made him look like a fool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I remember that when Firelord was calling Dakota, was he calling him a pedophile or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that, and that was and like going back even to the Arthur thing before we found out what we know now. Like that's the one thing that always irritated me, was because the pedophile term gets thrown around like it's candy, and I'm like, that can, like, granted, like in some people's case it doesn't really affect them maybe on YouTube, but it won't affect them in their day-to-day lives, because you know, like shit like that. But like it's still something that you, especially like you know, it's like, especially if you're just throwing it out there without any proof, or even just because you don't like somebody. Like I've been guilty of it myself. I'm not going to sit here and deny that I haven't thrown it out there before, but I realize that that's like the fucking dumbest way. Like when I call somebody something, like with Arthur or the ogre or whoever, like there is substantial proof to back it up now. There's not some he said, she said bullshit. Just like with Arthur hitting his mom. I've heard that from multiple people. Arthur's never really confirmed nor denied it with me. And so when he finally admitted it, I was like, that's why I said, even if he atoned for his sins, I would still have an issue if anybody gave him a second, because this man beat his mom when he was in his 20s or 30s. I can't recall how old he was, but it's just stuff like that really irks me, because I'm like thinking, so even if one day, again, when pigs fly, but if John Davis was found out to be nothing of what people said, again, when pigs fly, but you know, everything that Arthur said between September and now basically makes everything like makes my stance on him still valid. So, you know, and with the Fire Lord thing, it's just it's the idea, because like I said, with Fire Lord, after that whole situation with him and Dakota, he never fucked with me. He like, again, I look at Fire Lord as I look at a few people. They act like these big ranters. They act like they're these big deals on the internet. And I'm not saying I'm a big deal, but buddy, you're fucking small fry when it comes to me.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? He probably thought that of me for the longest time until I finally snapped at him.
Yeah,
Man, I realized about him. He's confident when he thinks he can pump someone, but when someone retaliates and actually, you know, get aggressive and assertive back, he doesn't know how to respond to it.
even a little aggressive.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to be aggressive back because he's not used to someone fighting back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know a few people like that. You know, it's like that's why I say some of these people, even when they're beat, I've said, like, part of me would like to say it's balls, but that's giving them too much credit. Like in the Arthur sense, it is not. I'm waiting for him. Speaking of which, I'm mad. I'm mad that he has not responded yet to my song. Like it's a great song, Arthur Sue's. You know, let's see. I remember that Fire Lord guy in a stream was telling a story, and it sounded like a horrible school play. Yeah, like I think that's the reason why I stepped away from the stream, was when Fire Lord started talking, because I didn't want to be too much of an asshole and fucking be like, yawn. Can we he speaks of fire load of BS. That's a good one. But like,
hey, you know what's cringe?
What?
I don't know, but someone refer Firelord as my lord.
I'm sorry if somebody really refers to anybody like that. I'm sorry, you are fucking retarded. Even if someone said to me, House of the Chain, my lord, I will say you're fucking retarded if you're gonna call me that.
Oh, damn.
And I'll probably mock you for kissing my ass, because I'm like, that's one thing I don't really care for. Now, is there a place for ass kissers? Sure. You have, like, because at least they will be always your most loyal viewers. They will be there. Like, who was it? I think back when me and Anthony Chobot were cool, this is years ago, I could always expect him to share my videos, comment, like, and watch. However, it got to, like even good ass kissers, if they're fucking have some weird shit going on with them, I don't really want nothing to do with them. But yeah,
As
no,
far-
like
That
as
guy
far,
fucked him
what's up?
because as far as that guy fucked him because I found some interesting stuff about him.
Yeah, that's why I blocked him, and then he's been going on and on and on, wanting me to unblock him and saying I love you and shit like that. I'm like thinking, again, I always say this to people. One, I don't roll that way, pal. Second, even if I
Hey,
did,
are you sure he's not trolling you?
if he was, I would actually give him some credit, just like Brian Absher. Brian Absher wasn't really the idiot that he is. If he was just doing it for show, I would actually give him props.
You know, and
But
speaking of that
go
Anthony
ahead.
Chopo guy, whatever, the way how he's like unblock telling you to unblock, it kind of reminds me of that stalker. But you remember the singer Bjork?
Oh yeah. Bjork,
Yeah,
I
that
believe. Yeah,
stalker dude. That's what Anthony reminds me of.
I wouldn't be surprised if because he does stalk people, like he tags them and shit. It's one of the reasons why I stopped. I quit letting people tag me in videos or posts because it's getting kind of annoying. Because every few seconds I'd see Anthony Chobot tagged you, House of Chain, unblock me, and it was just. And he'll still try to message me. Funny enough, I did take one of his Instagram accounts that he tried to follow me on down. And now at least I'll keep an eye on my Instagram whenever he tries to either block or report it, because I have a few of his accounts blocked. One other thing. I forgot to mention this because I haven't really talked about this outside of brief mention on my Wrestling with the Devil stream. Good episode if anybody wants it. I was kind of all over the place. I'm kind of glad I did not do that show high because I smoked some, bud a little after the show, and I'm kind of glad I didn't do it because I need I better save it for a gaming stream or a fucking what's another stream. Fuck, what's maybe an open house where I'm kind of more a random stream like this where I'm a little more open, but I can't do it tomorrow because I got work. I am a responsible adult. I don't drink while on the clock, at least not anymore. And I don't smoke bud while on the clock. That I've never done. So luckily.
At
But
least you're not with Kyle, so
yeah, and I only drank I think one time at work. It was actually kind of funny. This was years ago when I was dishwashing. It's kind of funny. I was doing my usual shit, right? But it was kind of noticeable. My kitchen manager came up to me and he asked me, "Are you drunk?" Or he says, "Are you?" Or what did he tell me? He was like, or he asked me if I drank. I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Are you drunk?" I was like, or he said, "Are you drunk?" I was like, "Yeah." And he asked me if I could work. I was like, "Yeah." They made a joke after we got done. He says he preferred me to come in drunk because I do even better than when I'm sober. Not saying I sucked, but it was just like, I kind of was a little more eccentric with my work.
So basically, when you were drunk, are you a little more focused?
Sometimes it depends. It depends on what I'm drinking. Like if I'm drinking that tequila,
You drank Fireball, right?
yeah, I drink Fireball. That's
Is
usually why
is that the same whiskey you choked on?
No, I think that was it Hennessy or was it? I can't remember what it was.
Can you tell that story again?
Oh my god, yeah, I remember. I can't remember the joke you said, but you said something, and right when I was drinking a shot of the whiskey, and I fucking started choking to death. Yeah.
So
luckily, I did that. I did that to you years later, so I can't remember if it was on a stream or a private call.
Private call, but basically, while you were taking a shot, I said something funny, and you heard it at the right time while you were sipping, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's good. That's a good timing.
Yeah, but that was not like in hindsight I could laugh about now, but at that moment I thought I was gonna die. But I'm sure some of my haters would be like, "Damn, I wish he did die." No, but what I was gonna say earlier was that like this past Saturday, I was fortunate enough to meet one of my idols ever since I was a little kid. I was able to meet Danielle Harris. For those of you who do not know, Danielle Harris was in the Halloween films, particularly Halloween 4, 5, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. She was also in the Hatchet movies, the sequels, Hatchet 2 and 3, and she was also in Urban Legend, among other stuff. I believe she was also in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I believe that was but anyway. Halloween was my very first Halloween movie was part 4. So I was able to get her to not only was not just able to take a picture with her with my wife, but also I was able to have her sign my Halloween 4 4K set, which, if funny enough, it covers almost the entire box. But now it's personalized now, so if I try to sell it, it's not going to be like just the autograph thing. That's why I say, I mentioned this when I talked about scalpers that fucking the wrestling, the non-wrestling fans, because I've said you're not a real fan if you're at the airport with your empty boxes of Funko Pops to try to get people to sign. But I don't do that shit just with the intention of selling it years later. I do that. Cigarette, bro? Yeah, how much you want for? You got 50 cents? I got 2 and 5. You got 10 for 5 or 2? No. Damn, bro. Yeah. There you go, man. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. You have a good night, man. Be safe.
Well, Jay, at least you got something out of it, right?
What are you talking about?
When you gave away a cigarette? When you gave away a cigarette?
I get out of it.
At least you get something out of it.
I guess my good deed for the day or something. Yep. Although I always say sometimes, like, the problem I've had, especially around here, is that whenever, like, not everybody, but some people try to take advantage of it. I literally had to tell one guy before I couldn't that he needs to stop asking me because I'm not a dispensary. I can't just give them away for free. Like, I don't mind I don't mind if, if whatever, for whatever reason, but, it's just, one second. One second. Give me a second. All right. Anyway, but yeah, so that was a great experience. I put that probably in my top 3 of people I've met over the years. I may even put her number 1 because I think was it her. Well, it would probably be a those of you who don't know, Joseph Scott is the lead. Spider-Man soundtrack. For those of you who may know who he is. A lot of wrestling fans who grew up in the 2000s would know. But anyway, going back to it, right? So Kyle's in jail, and what did they say? Like he could be years in prison? Leon?
1 to 4 years, I think.
1 to 4 years? Okay, so and
hey, just to recap everything, he tried to take an officer's weapon, right?
Apparently, yeah.
If that's the case, why was he spared?
Well, he made the same threat that he made to Sloppy a year ago, that he was going to kill law enforcement that came in contact with him, or however he said it.
But here's the thing, though. I could answer that for you, Dragon.
Yeah.
I was gonna make it. It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of true. Unfortunately, he's white.
You know what?
Damn.
You know what? That could be true, and that's why he's they will identify him as mentally incapable of trial.
Yeah, I was gonna say. While yes, yes, it sucks that is true in some cases. because I was gonna go in the sloppy stream. That was originally the thing I was gonna say is that you don't want to know why he fucking didn't get killed, right? Yeah, because he's white. And like whether he, like, but yeah, like, and plus I don't like again if he tries to take it, he can't get it out. The cop ain't just gonna fucking pull his weapon out and shoot him. The worst he would have done is probably beat the fuck out of him. Like that's why I'm kind of hoping we get a mugshot, so that way we can kind of see what happened or the body cam footage. That reminds. You know what? Since we're here, I could always react to some random fights that have gone on in San Antonio. While we're doing that, fuck it, why not? I said I was going to do it. I never told people what time or when I was going to do it. So you know what? Fuck it. They're on Instagram, so I don't have to worry about fucking them getting taken down. And if I get taken down, well, the video, not the channel. But give me a second.
I like to say, I have to go, but I'm going to the mall with a friend in a couple hours.
Wait, what time is it over there?
It's 12:35. I don't go till like 10, but I'm gonna get some sleep because my friend's coming over at like 6.
Oh, I get what you mean. Okay, because I was like thinking there's a mall ain't open. Like, well, then again, I don't know because I know some place in Vegas. But yeah, man, I appreciate you being in here, man.
All right, take it easy.
Hey, you too. All right, give me a second.
To take off too as well. So,
all right, we'll probably
thank
save
you.
the reaction date for a different time.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for stopping in, Darkos. All right.
All right. Thank you for having me here. So, have a good night.
You too, man. Later. And then there was 2.
Oh, wait, Cheyenne.
What's up?
Did the lawsuit happen yet?
From neither of them, no.
Well, it might happen.
Yeah, pigs are gonna fly when that happens.
And you're gonna owe someone a lot of money.
That's the other thing. Like I've tried to tell Arthur this.
I didn't say any names.
Well, I know, but he's the main one. I know there are others. I know him, the ogre, Daniel have threatened lawsuits. I know Daniel is still talking this shit on Facebook, but I always say that's okay because we all know he's a little bitch. He'll never pop up in a stream and try to have a conversation with people. All he'll do is like yell and scream and then leave after 5 seconds. He's probably making a Facebook post right now. I from me just saying his name, I can already see it. Anyway, what's up? What's up?
You think he will defend Kyle?
I think a lot of these fucking retards will fucking do whatever, as long as these people don't like the other party. Like that's the thing, you know. Fucking one thing all these guys have in common is that they fucking band together because and they think, oh, we'll be unstoppable, and in essence, you'll just get mocked for joining together. You know. That's just something I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
like how those 2 individuals team up because they both have one goal or one common one thing in common is you.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You know, like these people, like Arthur and Walmart Boy. I think that's going to be the new name. I think I'm going to retire the ogre. And then just start calling him either Mr. Let Me Talk or Walmart Boy.
No, Walmart Ogre.
Yeah, you can mix the 2 together. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I also he's not just an employee of Walmart. You want to know what he is?
What?
A resident.
Oh. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, so So yeah, so Walmart ogre and the lizard. You know, I'm not really. So I'm kind of shocked. Arthur has been quiet for a little bit. You know, I thought the song would finally would get him.
His claim would be he's just been busy.
Yeah, busy, probably whacking off to the hit song Arthur Sues.
Arthur say he doesn't do that. He doesn't even know what it is. At least that's what he thinks, or that's what he claims.
I don't get it. Like it's like fuck you fucking. I don't know. You fucking. Maybe it's against his religion or something because I'm like thinking, don't you and Tiffany have any phone sex? Especially since that's the closest you ever get to anything, any type of sex with her.
The thing is that Arthur claims that he's not a sexual deviant, but he has to declare it in public every time.
Well, I was gonna say you don't have to be a
so-
sexual deviant to whack off.
But what does that tell you though? He has to declare himself in public that he's not one.
Yeah, it's like I won't say his
Predator.
name.
Predator.
No, not him. No, it's someone else.
Anyways,
It's like that guy who on Sloppy Stream told us about the time he had a wet dream and he jizzed in his pants. You know who I'm referring to?
oh no,
Okay, no,
no, unless you leave it in the comment section.
I'll do it in the private chat. He may not have been there, but he
anyways, continue.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like thinking because I think I made a comment saying you don't jack off, especially since you're like fucking, you watch wrestling, you fucking do this, do that, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he went into a story about him having a sexy dream and he woke up in his pants was, and I made a joke. First, the joke I made to him, I was like, "Why the fuck do you wear jeans to sleep?" Like maybe if you're coming home from a fucking long day or something, like if you're coming home from work or something, you're just fucking beat. You don't even want to undress or get into like sleepwear. Again, my wife and I, we sleep naked. You know, I don't hold no qualms about that. You know, but there are days where I'm just like, but even then I don't sleep with my jeans on. My point is that so that was my first question. I'm like, why are you wearing jeans to bed? I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. Like,
Or what if it's a fake story to sound cool or relatable?
it was too kind of sad to fucking be fake. Because even if you wanted to say that to sound cool, it doesn't sound cool. It just be like, so you have technically came, you know, so you have done that, so you know what the feeling is of it. You know, I'm like thinking, I just don't get it. I'm like thinking, like if anybody tells you that somebody hasn't whacked off at all in their life, they're fucking lying to you. We've all had one or two times, even if you don't do it frequently or don't do it weekly or don't do it monthly or whatever. Everybody has done it at least once.
Yeah, but
we go on a date with a girl, we don't get none, we get blue balls, we gotta take care of that shit, you know?
But according to Lizard, he says he doesn't know the concept of it.
Oh, well, that makes sense because Walmart ogre, that's his explanation to why he would never do anything. Because he's a virgin. So of course you being a virgin doesn't mean like of course you can't, like, it's not possible, right, to use your fingers or your hands or your fucking tongue your tongue or your fucking feet or any other part of your anatomy outside of your penis. Yeah, definitely. There's no other way you could do stuff to people without consent it always has to be with your penis. Yeah, that makes totally complete sense. If anybody doesn't know, that is sarcasm I'm spewing right now. It's just like some of these guys' justifications for what they do or all this shit. It's asinine. Like it's laughable and pathetic. I just don't like again with the Kyle thing. You know, when he said that time when he said he would unalive every cop, I'm just like thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? Well, we know there's plenty wrong with you, but it's like, do you ever think to yourself, like again, I may have threatened with somebody once or twice in my past years ago. Usually I'm usually well calm, cool, and collect now. I know how to handle situations. I don't resort to threats. The most threat I'll say is maybe, be like, be careful. I took down one channel. I may have no issue taking down yours. You know, something like that just be funny. That's like the close I'll ever, because like Arthur always threatens to false flag all of us and take our channels down. But funny enough, the only person that's ever been successful at taking anybody's channels down was me. At least I know of. And that was just dumb luck.
Oh my god, you did it for shits and giggles too.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe secretly you two don't like that person, and they need an excuse to remove him.
Well, and I'll say their names. It was like when Brandon Martin and Jordan's channel got taken down. And luckily I didn't see a lot of the shit that was being posted. I think I only saw one specific thing when we were trying to warn them, or at least warn Brandon, that his channel was getting attacked. And I told Brandon this. I said, you are going to have if you think that you are going to get your channel back that easily, you are a fucking idiot. I told him this privately. I said, you are a fucking idiot. Because you have to prove that, because there was nothing showing that you were hacked. Like, we all know they were, or not hacked, but somebody had access. Like, we all know it wasn't Brandon or Jordan who put that shit on their channels. Although I've had my theories on certain things about that, but that I'll keep to myself because I don't have any validating proof to back it up. That's just a theory. But anyway, right now with the stuff we know, they would not do that shit. Even and even if they did, what would be the purpose? Again, my theory, I have a theory about that, but you know, I'll leave it there. Actually, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'll tell my theory. People pin the blame game on everybody. I'll tell my theory. And just FYI to everybody, it's a theory. It is not, I'm not saying this is true.
I blame Titan.
No, it's not that one. Oh, shocking. And I was waiting. When that shit happened, I was waiting for the blame game to start pointing their fingers at me. It was actually kind of nice that no one did. It wasn't me. It was, I'm just like, I was shocked that nobody did try to. But here's my theory. Like, because it's been almost 5 months since their channels were taken down. So and I've told a few people behind the scenes about this theory. And I know, and this is why I've said, it sounds far-fetched. But my theory is, because nobody else had access to their accounts. Like, I know some people have asked Jordan. I know some people have thrown fingers at people like Tom and all that other stuff. And I think Jordan was the one to tell people that Tom had no access to their things, at least anymore. I do know Tom was a producer for them at one point in time. But anyway, my far-fetched theory, and again, it is very far-fetched. And it would go against everything he stands for. But, you know, a desperate man will do almost anything. Even betraying his own belief. My theory is that Jordan was the one who did it to both himself and Brandon. Now you may ask why. Well, he has openly stated ever since the situation with the Princess Diamond thing, is that he wanted an out from YouTube. He wanted an out. And what would be the best out? And that would be to take his channel down. And then he was, well, then you may say, well, why would he take down Brandon's channel? Because I know for a fact he had access to Brandon's channel because he's run shows. So, like when he's done StreamYard or Rant Raves without Brandon, he was running it on his own. My point is that the reason why I believe is, or the Jordan decided to do on both channels, and with that they had the grand opportunity to do it on Facebook because nobody, and who knows, maybe Brandon was in on it because I don't know. I always found it odd that they never seemed pissed off about it. Like, yeah, they were emailing YouTube and shit, but they weren't like,
Well,
like Eric Lima was more upset about it than fucking they were. I just don't know. And how Jordan just nonchalantly was like, I'm gonna retire. I don't know, fight for it or fucking start from scratch. You basically did that with your Facebook stuff. Granted, from what I've heard, they do a lot better on Facebook than they do on YouTube, which, hey, you know what? That's something. But, and again, it's a theory. I'm not strictly blaming someone. I'm not pinning it. This ain't factual. This is a theory I have. There's just a few things that don't add up to me. That and who knows? It could have been Brandon. Jordan may not have had the stomach to do it, and Brandon could have done it. I don't know, but it would make more sense with Jordan. When a man has nothing to lose, he will betray almost anything, any of his beliefs. And at that point, Jordan was losing a lot of things. He was losing friends. He was losing he basically lost the will to do anything on YouTube anymore.
Are you implying that this was a Hail Mary?
Possibly. I'm not again, this is a theory. This is not me fucking saying
okay. You said theory. So go on.
Yeah, I'm not. That's because if anybody says, how dare you blame, I'm like, I'm not. I'm really putting a theory. This is something I've actually talked to people behind the scenes about because it's something ain't right. Like if my channel gets taken down, so be it. I'm not going to gripe over it. I'm not going to bitch over it. Not because I ain't anything to do with my channel get taken down, but because, I have other outlets to do stuff if I really wanted to. But Rant and Rave and their YouTube channels was their existence, was their life, was their only outlet at the time. And for them just to not be as active. Like I would still, like I personally would, if I felt that, if I was that upset where I needed to fucking still message YouTube, where I messaged YouTube at the beginning, I would still be doing it. I would be doing everything to fight for that channel if I actually gave a fuck. What's up, Dragon?
No, go ahead. I was just saying yeet.
So it's just like, okay, for example, if I get a copyright strike, because I've gotten copyright strikes in the past, the most I will do is maybe make fun of it. Like when the Che got taken down. The closest, I did a Fire Lord. I did a theatrical reaction to it. I did a whole eulogy of the Che. I had a whole episode, I think it was Open House. I did a eulogy for the Che. I turned it into a spectacle. But you never saw me try to fight YouTube over it. You never saw me try to fucking do anything I can to fucking bring it back. That channel was really made for one purpose, and that purpose was mostly already dealt with. So at that point, it was done. There was no need.
Your description, your Che account. The description was very funny. It only had 2 words.
What was it?
Troll count. That was hilarious.
Well, that and also I think I put also I think I also put it's got to be Chayton, and then I put it is.
Yeah,
You know,
but I prefer those 2 word description troll count.
Oh yeah, because it's like
It's simple. It's simple.
yeah, because I put the it's gotta be Chayton only because again that was a period where everybody was blaming me for everything. So
Yes.
I was like, but like yeah, troll count because I'm just like thinking that is literally it was we talked about him at the beginning. Leon and Darkus came in and we kind of just shooting the random like again this is a random stream. I have a usually an open it's like open house where I'll have a cold open. I'll have a main topic and then we'll divulge it and then we'll kind of go from different theories or conversations. Like right now, we were talking about like channels getting taken down and shit like that, like Walmart ogre and shit. And we were talking about what happened with Jordan and Brandon's and what my theory is of who actually did it. But again, as I've stated, I don't like no matter what my theory is, whether it be far-fetched or true, no matter who we think is behind it or not behind it, at the end of the day, we will never know. Unless somebody whoever it was comes forward and admits that, and I don't think nobody will. Even if my theory would be correct, I will never know because I know if it was Jordan who did it himself, he will never take credit for it. And if it was, and here's the other thing. I always say this. People like I know people would blame me for a lot of stuff. If it was me who took down their channels, I would have been bragging about it fucking left, right, and center. I didn't care who I pissed off. If it was me, I would have been just like what I did with Ulysses. I'll say his name. Fuck it. I would have been fucking making a stream, popping a bottle of champagne, as Booker T would say, and I will be fucking like going to town talking about it.
Is that why you made that short when you were laughing when the channel was missing?
Yeah. If that was me, if it was me, if I was actually like the one that did it to those guys, I may have even done a live stream while it was going on just to be like, it's almost happened. Let's hope this is the one. But no, I was actually generally, even though I wasn't cool with Jordan at the time, I was actually generally trying to help Brandon to keep his channel alive. You know, I kept trying to, me and Dragon and a few others were trying to warn the fucker and he wasn't even paying attention. I think the other person that was trying to warn was Jerome. Shout out to him. But yeah, that's my theory. Again, it is just a theory. We are allowed to have those discussions. If anybody gets mad and says, how dare you? How dare you? Or goes and messages another grown man and bitches and moans and cries about it.
Yeah, Chan. How dare you, man? I thought we had this talk already.
Oh shit, my bad. I went to go cry to another grown man about it.
Oh my god, Chan. I thought we had this conversation already.
We did. I talked to Lede and cried about it.
Oh my god, Chan.
But anyway, like the nip that in the butt theory, just a theory, and all that. But yeah, Kyle's a piece of shit. You like that segue? Dragon?
Was it your segue?
Yeah, I just said. And by the way, Kyle's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and by the way, he's a convict.
Is it Austin? Hey, you know what? Austin Theory could have been the one. No. You know who could have been? Could have been Mustafa Ali. Remember, he was a hacker, right?
Oh yes.
It could have been Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali could have been the one to do it. What was that one guy that was a hacker? Had a hacker gimmick that didn't go in well in NXT. Oh, Sammy Callahan. He was Solomon Crow. That gimmick never went anywhere. It could have been Solomon Crow. You know, he's retired now. Like Sammy Callahan's retired apparently. By the way, Dragon, I gotta ask you, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but what's your thoughts on fucking the Sandman having his retirement match against the Invisible Man?
Maybe he's in a lot of pain.
Hey, apparently Mick Foley was out there and he looked somewhat decent.
I
You
don't know.
know,
Maybe Sandman was in a lot of pain and he really didn't want to put anyone over.
well, he lost to the Invisible Man.
I mean, he doesn't want to put an actual person over.
Oh yeah. Well, no, the Invisible Man's real. You know, we saw it. We saw him beat Sandman with a roll up. He even has a brother, the Invisible Stan.
Oh my god! He just don't want to put any real wrestlers over. So
What are you talking about? The Invisible Man's real.
No, he's not. You can't see him.
John Cena was the Invisible Man all this time, and when he retired, the Invisible Man separated from him.
No, you're idiot, man. He put a fake person over.
Well, wrestling's fake. So what's your argument?
My argument is Mick Foley, Hell in a Cell.
What did the Invisible Man throw him off the top of the cage too?
No, he told the Undertaker to do it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
And that's why the Undertaker was like scared in his mind. He thought to himself, "I killed him." And
well, I also heard, because remember when Mick Foley or when Undertaker choked someone through the cell wasn't supposed to break. I heard that the Invisible Man was the one that cut the things on there. That's why the cell roof broke. So the Invisible Man, he's been going as long as Vacant. Maybe one day we'll have a retirement match between the Invisible Man and Vacant. You know, because Vacant is the real GOAT. He has the most titles. Or he or she. We don't know what gender Vacant is. But of course, Vacant.
Is it similar to your troll count?
What, you're saying that my troll count was not didn't have a gender?
Nope. Well, it had two genders, remember?
It was basically just a knock, like it had The Rock as a profile pic.
It had Bat Fox.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Ver?
Oh, yeah.
You're both at the same time.
Oh, my God, Dragon, you...
No. You gotta say that in your old natural voice.
Okay, fine. Oh, my God, Dragon, you bring up the past.
What are you talking about? I ain't say anything.
But anyway. But yes, the Invisible Man versus Vacant, because like I said, as much as John Cena has the most world titles, as much as Ric Flair or Randy Orton or whoever else, the Invisible Man is the Invisible Man. Vacant is the one who has all the gold. Vacant has won every single title known to man. The NWA title, the WCW title, the AWA, probably the JCW title, the fucking WWE title, the Universal title, the World title, fucking Intercontinental, women's tag team champion probably multiple times. I don't think Vacant ever won the 24/7 title, so that's maybe one title that Vacant never won, which is a crime. Somebody should make Vacant into an actual character. Like JCW, I know you don't watch this channel, but I do love your product. You showcase a Black Dahlia, Paige Collette. That's a whole lot of ass. She's also said she wants to sound...
What about Default?
Default?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be one too. But if you have a character...
You think Default is a good wrestler against a Invisible Man and Vacant?
That'd be a hell of a triple threat match. But I'm just saying...
Or Mr. Green and Mr. Bread.
Oh, yeah, from the fucking... One of the SmackDown versus Raw games. Fuck yeah. But like, what was I going to say, though? You have a wrestler that goes by the name Cocaine. And he teams up with I think they're rivals now. I think Cocaine is the current JCW champion. But Cocaine used to team up with a guy named Steven Flo, which is basically a Eddie Vedder Pearl Jam ripoff. He even has his own song, Steven Flo. Steven Flo, Steven Flo.
Wait. Are you talking about Cocaine, the Kane cologne?
The fucking wrestler Cocaine.
You talking about the one that dresses like Kane, the white Kane, like Undertaker's brother Kane? But
Yeah, well, he had different names. It was, what was it? Blue Cane. It was cocaine. It was Gain, the gay cane.
and don't forget Candy Cane, the Kane's sister.
Yeah, and then now he's cocaine, but he doesn't really look like Kane anymore. But he has his like whole thing is like he's Popeye. Instead, he snorts a lot of cocaine, and then he fucking powers up and chokeslams people.
Yes.
Like again, JCW. Like I was a casual with JCW beforehand, but then when they brought Vince Russo in, I've been very interested. It is not the greatest thing in the world, but and again, as I've said, they brought in the Black Dahlia Paige Collette. That is a woman while she has health issues, so we all and all that, but that is a woman who is a lot of woman, one of the best asses in all of wrestling. And shout out to Vince Russo for giving her work and all that, even with her health issues and all that. She goes by the name the Ring Rat in fucking JCW. So, but anyway. But yeah, so there's I think who was it? I think Cocaine's the current champion. They had Mr. Anderson as the champion for a little bit. I think EC3 was in JCW before he went back to TNA. Who else? I think Dolph Ziggler was recently in JCW. Even the Rock and Roll Express were there.
Is Dolph Ziggler a workhorse right now?
He's still putting in the work, I've enjoyed his stuff in TNA. I've enjoyed anytime I see him. Like I saw a match of his at House of Glory, which was really good. That's same. I feel like I made Jordan mad at me here a while back when I told him if the rumor of him and the Ogre being friends again is true, he's a dumbass. Well, it was like I said, that was also something we were trying to figure out. Anyone ever find out the whereabouts of EC1 and EC2? That is probably that. Like, you know what? That would also be a great thing. See, that's why he should have stuck at GCW. They could have done that. Again, I know Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret. He was a referee, I think, for the recent JCW show, and he did a skit with the WWE World Title. How many times it got vacated in 2000? And he dressed like in a black suit, like kind of like Spider-Man, but it was all black. And I said he could literally like either him or somebody else with his permission have them dressed as vacant and come out and talk about how he's the greatest greatest champion of all time. He's won every belt known to man except the 24/7 title.
Well, how good is Default? Should she be the best one by default? He won all champions by default.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Stranglemania next year, if they do that, have Default and Vacant as the main event for the JCW title. I'll sell tickets. EC3 is in JCW, but I think it was I don't know because that was live, so I don't know because it could be because he just recently came back to TNA. Maybe he's working both still. I don't know because Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler was in JCW recently. He's been with TNA for a while, so I don't know. You know another wrestler who surprised me?
Mr. Blue.
No, it's actually a real wrestler. Fucking Mike Mondo. I don't know if you've kept up with NWA, and if you haven't, I don't blame you. But Mondo used to be, for those of you who do not know, Mike Mondo, I don't know if he still is the national champion in the NWA, but I know if you look at him, you probably wouldn't know this, but he used to be Mikey from the fucking Spirit Squad.
Oh, is he a little bald kid? Little bald man?
Yes, he's bald. He's kind of muscular. Like he got himself in.
Muscular.
Yeah, he kind of talks with some fire in him. What about
Does-
Mondo?
Does
Like
he
some-
speak? Does he speak in a high pitched voice?
But he's like still trying to sound tough. Yeah. Mondo has been like that. That's been one of the highlights of NWA, and there's not really a lot of highlights in the NWA now. I don't know what the fuck happened to it because I was a fan of like NWA Power, like the first few seasons. Like
Hey.
Dawkins as a theme song. I always watch if you have Dawkins in the video. I'd have Dawkins in my fucking intros if I could, but I can't.
Do you remember Mitch?
Kind of. I know Nikki was fucking become Dolph Ziggler. Kenny Dykstra, of
Mitch.
course.
Yeah, Kenny. He's a producer.
Yeah.
Mitch used to date Tori Wilson,
Lucky bastard.
and that everyone hated him because they thought that he didn't deserve her, and that's why he got buried so many times on TV. That's why he was the one that kissed Vince's ass. No,
I
kissed
wonder
Triple
if
H's ass.
I wonder if this was around the. I wonder if maybe this was after maybe she left Billy Kidman.
And also, he also became an MMA fighter, and he lost.
Really? Well, who we saw? Oh, I know Gable Steveson recently went into the UFC.
He's legit.
Yeah, he won a. Yeah, that honestly, that's where he should have went. Not WWE
from the get
because he just couldn't fucking. He just couldn't fucking
work. He couldn't work because he needed real competition.
They wanted him to be the next Kurt Angle, and that was always gonna be hard because Kurt Angle was just a fucking freak of nature. It's like Brock, but like Kurt like the thing with Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. I always know people. Kurt Angle always has the edge over Lesnar because he could fucking be a million different things. He could be funny, but he could still work in the ring. He could be serious. He could be a fucking sexual predator. Remember when he told Booker T he wanted to have bestiality sex with his wife?
And,
like
and
in
he also
05?
play a racist. Remember he said, remember when he said that he's not a fan of the black people?
Was this when he feuded with Booker T?
I think so. And he also said that remember when Jason Jordan was his illegitimate child?
Oh yeah, that story went nowhere, but that was also because Jordan got injured.
You want to know why they came up with that stupid storyline?
Why?
Apparently, Vince McMahon learned that Kurt Angle had a relationship with a black woman in college, so he wanted to use that as a story for Jason Jordan.
Oh, okay. Well, at least it wasn't Raka Kong. Remember that? Remember that whole debacle with him and Raka Khan?
No.
I don't know what's true, what's not true about it, but I know Eric Melendez hates Kurt Angle for that. But from what I've heard with Raka Khan, she's a fucking nutcase. Well, yeah, like what was it? The Royal Rumble 03? That was an excellent match between and Royal Rumble 03. Funny enough, my two all-time favorite pay-per-views from like the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania were both in 03. WrestleMania 19, the Royal Rumble 03. My second would probably be the Royal Rumble 07, but that's me being a little biased because I was there at that event.
Wow,
what's
man. I'm gonna let you go. All right.
Okay.
Take off. You take
for sure, man. You too, brother. We'll talk again soon.
For sure.
But yeah, like they had an excellent match at the Rumble in 03. And then they had some great matches like at, I think they had that feud in 01, I remember. They had that feud in 01. They had the what was it? They what other matches? They had that little program in 02 before they became a tag team. And those were some great matches. Probably my favorites, like, so if I had to name my favorite big four, Royal Rumble with 03 would be my favorite. WrestleMania 19. See, this is gonna be, it's kind of funny because 02 and 03 are probably my two names. I know I should save some of these for my fucking fucking Q&A I'll do in a few weeks, Wrestling with the Devil, but SummerSlam, I'd probably do 02. 02 was a great one. And Survivor Series, I'd also put 02, which is funny because there was no Survivor Series matches on that card. It was, I think the closest we had was a 6-man tables match, if I remember correctly. I think it was, what was it? What was it? I think it was Bubba Ray and Spike and the Jeff Hardy versus 3-Minute Warning and Rico. I think I have to go back. I have it on DVD and I can watch it on Netflix, but that was like the closest. I think they had a triple threat tag team match, which was really good. They had that women's street fight between Victoria and Trish Stratus. 98's another good one. You had that great ladder match with Triple H and The Rock. I very much enjoyed the main event with Undertaker and fucking Austin. But yeah, I'd probably say SummerSlam 02, and then fucking what do you call it? And then fucking Survivor Series 02. I'm trying to think though. Now, if we count my favorite Rumble match, it would be probably between the Royal Rumble 07, again, take that with a grain of salt because I was at that event live, and 92 Rumble. My favorite Rumble match, like not counting, like that wasn't the Royal Rumble. That one's hard because there have been some great Royal Rumble like matches. The triple threat from 2015, that was the only saving grace of that show. Fuck, there was another good Rumble that I don't know a lot of people talk about was the 2021, the one Drew McIntyre won, and the one that Edge came back to. I actually, that was probably like this year's Rumble was, they were okay, but like I don't know, it doesn't, again, WWE just doesn't feel the fucking same. Another Royal Rumble that I really like, and again, it's really only a 2-match show, was the Royal Rumble 02. The Royal Rumble match, and the street fight between Ric Flair and oh, that's a good one too. That would be up there. Fuck, what's another good one? Let's see. Fuck. 03, you had Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle and fucking say like that's a classic. It's probably one of my favorite Kurt Angle matches. Probably top 3. That's probably top 3. Do you think JCW will do a storyline with AEW? Do you think Vince was a work with AEW since? You know, I know a lot of people talk shit about Vince Russo and shit, but I know some people will disagree with me about this, but with how wrestling is nowadays, I feel like Vince Russo in a bigger company may and have some freedom, not all freedom, because we know what happened with WCW. Although there were things that he did that could have worked if done the correct way. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like someone like Vince Russo still has a place in wrestling. I know some people would disagree with me about that, but he's got to have somebody to filter him, but also let him try to be as creative as he can. You know, I feel like the Vince Russo hate is more than it should be, because let's be honest here. I would like watching WCW in 2000. Well, yes, it was not good. It just hits different compared to nowadays, especially in WWE. It is what it is with that, but I'd be down for it. You know, to answer your question, I would be down for it. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other great Royal Rumble match, like non-Royal Rumble matches. that street fight between, or that last man stand between Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens was pretty good. I'm trying to go back through the years. So this past year didn't really have anything too memorable except AJ Styles retiring. 2024, what happened? Wasn't there a 4-way? Or 2025? What? I know 2024 there was a 4-way for the WWE title, but it wasn't as good as it should have been. What was the match in 2025? Oh, that ladder match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. That was a great match. Was it? It was a ladder match, right? Yeah. Let's see, 2023. What was the match? Well, I was there. I should know. I know there was the title match, which honestly I thought the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match wasn't as good as like their match in 2020, I believe, or 2021. And so, but the ending was what a lot of people remember from that. Outside of that, let's see what else is there. 2019 or 2020. Is there anything going on there? 2019, I think, was that the year that was that Finn Balor? Yeah, because I think the Fiend and Bryan Danielson had a great strap match. I remember that match. 2018, I can't really remember what happened except I think the women's Royal Rumble, the first women's Royal Rumble. 2017, of course, John Cena versus AJ Styles. That was an excellent match. 2016, I mentioned the ladder match. 2015, the triple threat match. 2014, Bray Wyatt and Bryan Danielson. 2013, I can't think of any great matches from that show. 2012, wasn't there a triple threat cage match between Mark Henry, Big Show, and Bryan Danielson? I don't remember much of that match. I think what Kane and Undertaker had, and Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk had a decent match. 2011, I don't remember any of that one. 2010, I remember Rey Mysterio and Undertaker had a pretty good match. Let's see, I'm not the biggest fan of AJ Styles' final match being just like I would rather it be against Gunther than Baron Corbin. God, that fuck. You could have done Drew McIntyre, you could have done Bobby Lashley, you could have done fucking John Cena, and he picked Baron Corbin. I believe they should have saved that for WrestleMania, especially with the fact that they had no plans for Gunther heading into Mania. Well, I think there was a feud in with Rey Mysterio, but I don't know what that would have accomplished. And Gunther and Seth Rollins was the only good match of night one of this year's WrestleMania. Okay, so 2009. Was there any decent matches? I know Edge and Jeff Hardy had a match. I think JBL and John Cena had a title match. 2008, Randy Orton and fucking Jeff Hardy had a decent match. I thought that RKO out of nowhere was good. 2007 had a great last man standing match between Cena and Umaga. That was a great match. Even watching it back like on TV. 2006, outside of Cena winning the title again, which I didn't agree with. I was like the beginning of me not really starting not to become a fan of Cena at that time. 2005, which is another great Rumble, especially with Daniel Pierre getting his ass handed to him. I don't know. If you have EA Play, maybe. I'm going to download it actually this week because I may do a stream about it. Just to hype up with UFC 6. Let's see, what else? 2004, we had the match between fucking Sean and Hunter. Isn't it funny also that Hardcore Holly had a WWE title match in the year 2004? 2003 had that great match with Benoit and fucking Angle. And then that awful match between Scott Steiner and Triple H. 2002 had the great street fight. 2001, I don't really remember much except for the Rumble. Oh, there was a ladder match between Benoit and Jericho that was really good. 2000, actually, you know what? I think 2000 has my favorite match. The street fight between Triple H and Cactus Jack. That was the match that made Triple H into a made man. That was a great match. That would probably be my favorite match. Great tables match as well between the Hardys and the Dudleys. 99, you had Rock and Mankind in that I Quit match. 98, the casket match between the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, where Shawn fucked up his back. 97, I probably Sid and Shawn, but I do prefer the Survivor Series 96 match. 96, what was going on in 96? Was there any? Was it the Undertaker had a title match with Bret Hart? I think that was when Diesel interfered and flipped the Undertaker off. 95, who was champion? Diesel was champion. Who did he wrestle at 95? Was it Bret? I know Bret and Diesel had an excellent match at Survivor Series 95. But 94. What happened in 94? Who was champion in 94? Who was champion in 94? Oh yeah, we had the casket match with Yokozuna and fucking The Undertaker, the first one. I always have a soft spot for the one in Survivor Series 94. 93, was there anything to write home about? What year was the Jumping Bomb Angels match? Was it the first? I think it was the first Rumble, and was it 88? But yeah, like the further I go, the less I can think of like those standout matches. 92, of course, we all know the best match at night was the Royal Rumble. But I can't really think of any others. Like what else was there? Like, but yeah, so like all the matches I kind of named were was positive on. Those were probably the best matches, non-Rumble matches of each Rumble. But yeah, but personally, I probably go with the Rumble in 2000 between Cactus Jack and Triple H. And then I may also do because I'll probably add my own questions when I do that Q&A. I may go like my top 5 favorite in your house shows, my top 5 like favorite WCW show pay-per-views. Maybe my top 5 favorite WWE matches. I may add some ones because like I say, I want to really wrestle with the devil. I really want to focus on like topics, but also covering a lot of the old stuff. But it sucks now because I can't go back like for WCW, right? I'm handicapped basically to the YouTube channel, and I could review nitros. They have a shit ton of nitros on there, but they don't have a lot of pay-per-views. I do wonder if that's also because of Benoit, because like, was he on Starrcade 98? Was he in Fall Brawl 98? No, those are on the Vault channel. But yeah, I may start doing that. I may start doing some but I am going to start doing that. Maybe I'll do some AEW stuff, like covering some old pay-per-views of theirs. I think that's the plan for my 8th episode. I don't title them, but the 8th episode, I may do another poll. I'll probably do that maybe by episode 6. I'll probably put up the poll and pick 4 AEW pay-per-views of what I probably deem the best of the ones. And that's basically the ones that are on HBO Max. So, because I don't know if I'm going to keep HBO Max if it merges to Paramount Plus once that merger's done. You know, because we already know that HBO Max is going kaput. I may keep, I think the only streaming service I may keep is probably Shudder and fucking Netflix. Because outside of like Disney Plus, the main thing I watch for that is Daredevil Born Again. And with like, I don't really like Amazon. Once The Boys is done, I'll probably fucking not ever subscribe to, or probably not subscribe to Amazon Prime again. I do want to watch that Spider-Man Noir show, but it's not something on top of my list. Maybe Vault Rising. There's a prequel. So they canceled Gen V after 2 seasons. They're doing Vault Rising, which is a spin-off. It's a prequel to The Boys. It's going to be basically like Jensen Ackles, Soldier Boy's character in his early days. and Anya Cash is going to return as Stormfront, which again, as I mentioned earlier, Stormfront, Soldier Boy, and Homelander are my top 3 favorite characters of The Boys. I don't know what that says about me, but hell, the wife and I, we basically, at least she loves the Homelander and Stormfront. But I've not yet watched Welcome There. Everybody keeps telling me I need to watch it. Just like everybody keeps telling me to watch Stranger Things. I still haven't watched it. Maybe when the before I end my thing with HBO. Yeah, I was just talking about the Vault Rising. That I'm looking forward to because again, Soldier Boy is one of my favorite characters, and Stormfront. So I'm assuming she would go by Liberty in that. That was before she became Stormfront. I'll always remember what was it when they did that parody of Justice League, and they fucking had, I think it was they did a basically a rewrite of Stormfront's character, made her the villain of that movie, and they had Charlize Theron play her. They made her more of a Nazi, which I thought was hilarious. And then Homeless says, "Guess that means we're breaking up, Nazi bitch." Also, if you are not subscribed to the Vault International channel on YouTube, they air a lot of the B-roll stuff that they film for The Boys. Like you could watch the Deeps movie, the trailer for it. What was it? Not Without My Dolphin or something. It's like a Lifetime theme movie. It's like, you've left me no choice but to run. It's and then they have a lot of Soldier Boys like PSA stuff, which is hilarious. They even have like the Vault on Ice stuff. I made a joke to my wife earlier. We were watching it actually this morning, and I was telling her that what was it? I was telling her, I said, if any of you have seen that part in The Boys when they were at the Vault on Ice segment, and Homelander lasers the girl who's playing like Queen Maeve, not the actual actress, but like they were like stand-ins for the ice skating. He lasers her in half, and I made a joke to my wife, saying, right now she has no idea that her life is coming to an end in just a few moments. You know, it's hilarious. But anyway, like, but if you have not checked out The Boys, 5 seasons, they're wrapping up. You know what? I have not yet, and Will brought this up. I have not yet seen Invincible. I know. I have a very select few shows I watch every year. So before I decide to unsubscribe to Amazon Prime, I may just in fact binge through Invincible, and I'll give my thoughts on it. What I am excited for, so Daredevil Born Again is ending soon. The Boys is ending soon. Then we will have the Vampire Lestat. Comes out in, believe, June. I cannot wait. We are literally a little over a month away. I have been waiting for this since I saw Sam Reed in the first season of Interview with the Vampire. I cannot wait to watch the Vampire Lestat. The true version of this compared to the one that was, what was it? I always called Queen of the Damned, and I love Queen of the Damned. I know it's not a good movie, but I love Queen of the Damned. That's go to the soundtrack. But Queen of the Damned, I've always said, they should have named it Queen of the Damned or the Vampire Lestat featuring the Queen of the Damned, because it felt more like a Vampire Lestat film. So I can't wait for that. I'm excited. Like, you know, I was the biggest critic of this show when it first got announced in the casting, but I have loved this show. Tales from See, I subscribe to AMC Plus because that gives me Shudder. It's only a few bucks more. I get like 3 streaming services for one. I get AMC Plus, and like hell, I can watch TNA through that. You know, so there's some benefits to that. But they got outside of that, you could watch fucking what's that? You could watch the Interview with the Vampire. Also, it is on Netflix for anybody who wants to see it. I believe it's still on Netflix, the first 2 seasons. It's a very while there's a lot of changes made and how they modernize it, which I actually like. It is very close to the book in regards to its themes, like with Lestat and Louis' relationship. Then the fucking even the one with Tom Cruise and fucking Brad Pitt. This the Vampire Lestat this season will determine if Sam Reed is the best Lestat we've ever had on film. Because I've always said I was a fan of Stuart Townsend's portrayal, and but I've always said Tom Cruise was the best. Up to those, so like it's a stream. I could or not a stream, but I don't even need to make a fucking uh new show. I could just make a random stream dedicated to me just bullshitting on what I watch. How many of you would be down to see that? If you don't say anything, let me know in the comments. Because I can go on and on about whatever like what I'm watching, whether it be movies, TV. I know I talk about some things on Popcorn Panel. By the way, check out Popcorn Panel tomorrow. I will not be on. I will be back next Tuesday, bar any other work issues. And I know tomorrow or Tuesday night, they're talking about Pinocchio, the original. Oh, okay. Okay. See, Swap Phoenix. That doesn't surprise you guys. I saw the brackets, and yeah, okay. Is OKC will most likely face the Lakers, I'm assuming. Those are probably the two teams I'm worried about in the Western Conference. As far as the Eastern Conference, probably the Celtics. Like I said, I have my current prediction right now, and it's an early prediction, but I say I still believe we're going to have a Western Conference championship of the Spurs and the Lakers, and we're going to have although OKC could overtake that. And I do believe it's either going to be the Lakers or the fucking Spurs. Who do you think is going between Lakers and OKC? Because that is going to be I think that's going to be a hell of a match. Yeah, Spurs. If Spurs win tomorrow too, they'll be going into the next round. I guess my other question to you, Will, is what team are you kind of sweating on, like regarding your Celtics? Who you think may give you in the Eastern Conference? What team do you think is going to give you all a run for your money? After he answers, I'll probably end it because we just hit 2 hours, or we're about to hit 2 hours. I was shocked. I was not expecting me to stretch this out after Dragon left, but here we are. But yeah, if you have not seen the Vampire or the see, if you have not seen or the other thing, I would suggest if you are a fan of Shudder and maybe a fan of the AMC channel, subscribe to AMC Plus because you get basically those two channels and Sundance for like $10, I think. It's a great deal. You get 3 streaming services, and Shudder is great. Let's see. I'm also thinking the Eastern Conference final will be Celtics versus Orlando. Okay. Yeah, right now I think the Western is going to be the Spurs versus the Lakers. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Because OKC's that's the other one I'm kind of like a little worried about. like the main two teams I'm worried about stopping us from getting to the finals is the Lakers and the Celtics. Or not Celtics, sorry, the Lakers and the OKC. But outside that, Wemby got through the concussion. As long as he doesn't get injured anymore, he should be okay, and we should be good. I'm getting a little more confident that they'll make it to the finals, but I'm not like right now. I'm not going to put any money on it. I can't really legally. That's the only downside. I'd be more worried about OKC. Yeah. Yeah, that is one that yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about the Lakers we may have a chance against the Lakers, but OKC, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. But yeah, like I said, I do want to try to do something with David or somebody regarding that, but I can't. Well, I don't know. I think I could bet. Like, I just can't be on any betting sites. That's kind of like the little thing with the NBA and stuff, And yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. Yeah, so I just wanted to. I was honestly seeing if I could stretch it to 2 hours once you left because it was already 90 minutes, and luckily I was able to just jaw jacking, talking about random shit. This is random stream after all. Like I said, the main topic is fucking like even if this is the fucking the title has something else. We do talk about it, but if it's random streaming, if I feel like I want to continue talking, I don't have it be like, oh, just about Kyle. Because if I did that, it would be I probably would have been done in like 30 minutes to an hour. Like I wasn't even expecting Leon and Darkos to be on because of the fact that they were just on sloppy stream. But I'm grateful they were able to stop by for a little bit. But yeah, I think I'll end it here. I may stream tomorrow before I go to work. Maybe I don't know what game I'll stream, but maybe I'll stream a game. Don't know what I'll do. I probably won't do Tekken stream, not yet at least. But I'll probably do. I don't know. I got a plethora of different games I could stream. Like I got thumbnails out the ass I have made. So I can easily look at my thumbnails, see what game do I want to play. Maybe I'll play WWE 2K26. I don't know. You'll find out when I go live. And if I go live, who knows? I may wake up and I just be like, I don't feel like streaming. But I do thank everybody for stopping by, chiming in, and all that, and giving their thoughts and asking questions. Again, in about 2 weeks, or about a week and a half a week from this Monday, this coming Monday, since it's Tuesday already, I will be doing a Q&A for Wrestle with the Devil. So I'll probably do a question. Still using training wheels. I haven't played since you and I, because I didn't really game that much today. I think I just did a little bit of 2K26 and that was it. I haven't really been gaming. Like I didn't game last night. What did I do last night? What do we do? Like outside of like usual, like man and woman shit, you know. I didn't do much. So after I got off of work, I just did we watch American Gladiator? I can't remember. Last time was a blur, or like Sunday night. I know I went to sleep pretty early. And then but yeah, today was a good day. Tomorrow, at least the next 2 days, I'll be a little busy. I'll have work. I'll be what's the other thing I'll be doing? I'll be see my mother on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday I'll be a little bit both. Friday I'll be gaming with Dragon and the guys. I'll probably stream it again. And yeah, so I'm jaw jacking at this point. I appreciate everybody for stopping by and saying what's up and all that good stuff. I'll give some shouts real quick. Dragon for not only being in here. Somebody see Minnesota's up 3-2 in the series against Denver as well. Okay. Yeah, I think I heard about that one as well. Let's see. Yeah, that was like, did you do a Sparking episode? I still have not platinumed that. I need to. Especially since they're releasing DLC soon. But I need to platinum Sparking Zero. I'm close. I really just need to finish some of the Sparking episodes. There's like 2 games I'm currently. I don't platinum a lot of games. The only game I currently have platinum is UFC 5. But right now, it's Sparking Zero and Terrifier, the arcade game. Those are the 2 I'm close to platinuming. Outside that, I don't know. But I'm looking for DLC coming out for it. That ain't summer. But yeah. Shout out to Wilson Zombie. Shout out to Will, Dragon. Let's see, who else? Adam, Scott. Let's see. Who else was in here? John Hardy, Leon, Darkless, both were also coming in. Jay Margera, and that may be it. Oh, and Romanoff. She was the first one to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. It's been swell. We'll talk again soon. Like I said, I'll probably put a post up in the next couple of days, maybe for the Q&A. For the Wrestling with the Devil. You want to put some questions down? You're more than happy to. I also got to take my dog out soon. So yeah. But anyway, appreciate y'all stopping by and saying what's up. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one. Till then, ta-ta for now, guys.